Hey friends, it's Jackie from Sew Bright Creations. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably would have seen my summer DIY series. I shared 12 different summer DIYs via Reels on Instagram, and I'm going to share them over here for you guys too. I got this beach mat for $3.50 at Dollarama. I thought I could use it for blinds on our door, but don't love the purple. It's kind of tacky, so let's fix that up. I used a seam ripper to take off the purple edging, and it was sewn on super loose, so this was really easy and quick to do. I cut a strip of 3 inches in width of my cotton linen blend fabric, and then I ironed to hide the exposed seams. Next, I sewed it and make sure to increase the stitch length so it's easier to sew. I also sewed a little piece of fabric at the top to be able to tie it when it's hanging. And there we go. Now we have some blinds that aren't so tacky. It only costs $3.50 plus a little supplies at home. What do you think? Would you do this or would you just leave it the purple color? Follow for more budget-friendly, everyday DIYs. Want to know how I went from this to this? Okay, so the only thing I actually did was paint the animal tracks. First, I cut the tracks out with the Cricut, and then I traced them on where I wanted them to go using a pencil. I painted them on with oil-based paint, and I did varying shades of gray to differentiate the different tracks. I think this is a great DIY, especially for a cabin, and I love that you can be creative and do whatever animals you want. Can you name the 3 animal tracks that I have here? Let me know in the comments. Let me show you how to make the easiest curtain rod ever. First, you're going to go to your local hardware store and get a wood dowel. Cut it down to length, and then you're going to sand it. Wipe clean with a damp rag. I varathaned it with clear satin varathane in order to make sure the curtain would move smoothly. Cut 2 leather strips to length. You could also use an old belt. Drill a hole near the end in the center. Screw leather loop into a stud and add a screw cover. Add your favorite curtains. Boom. There you go. How good does that look? I just can't believe it took me 5 years to change out these old, terrible curtains. Check the description for a step-by-step tutorial and save this reel for easy reference. How I painted this hexagon faux tile step. I used my Cricut to cut out 2 hexagons from chipboard and used white exterior paint to paint along the edges. I alternated between hexagons and wiped the edges clean between each use. I thought smudging would be problematic, but it wasn't. I used painter's tape and added a white border. What do you think? Would you try this technique? Do you ever go camping? Don't waste your money on this kind of toaster. I'm going to show you how to make a toaster with a coffee can and a coat hanger. Remove paper and then mark out 3 inches on your can from the bottom. Cut around using tin snips. Use a metal file to smooth the edges. Hammer a nail to make some holes for the coat hanger. Push coat hanger through the holes, and at the end you're going to make it into a loop for a handle, and then at the opposite end you're going to fold it over with the pliers. Repeat this going the other direction so the coat hanger wires crisscross. Hammer a bunch of holes in the bottom to let the heat up through. We love this toaster because it's real quick too. How's that for perfect camping toast? Follow for everyday DIYs. Here's how to get free hot water when you're camping. Wrap copper tubing in a few coils and place in the fire. A little ways from the fire, connect it to a rubber hose that connects to a 20-liter bucket, one at the top, one at the bottom, and the bucket needs to be raised above the ground. And it's boiling by convection. Look at that. We use this water for bathing and washing, and it's perfect. Here's how I turn these old flower pots into a fountain. I filled the bottom half full of concrete and added some rocks to take up space, and then I spray painted with this stone textured spray paint. I sealed the top pot to make sure it would hold water. I added rocks and placed the second pot on top. I filled the top pot with water and added a solar fountain from Amazon. Save and follow for more. Here's how I made a faux fern wreath for $13. Grab some greenery from Dollarama and cut it all so it's individual stems. This will make it look fuller without having to use as much greenery. Bend each stem to create a more realistic look. I like to put them together in groups of 3, with the middle one being a slightly different color or texture. I got mine at our local reuse it shed for free, and then add a little bit of glue to hold it in place. For the next group of 3, use 2 different types of greenery, and then repeat this process alternating all the way around your wreath. What do you think? Would you give this a try? Save and follow for more. If you like these sort of videos, feel free to follow us on Instagram at So Bright Creations. Pretty soon we're going to be doing a fall series, so check back soon.